The Ultimate Survivor Guides to Beating Depression and Coping with Anxiety. The Ultimate Survivor's Guide for Women Dealing with Depression and Coping with Anxiety. No matter how great life treats you, there are some days when you just don't want to get out of bed. But what happens when that occasional day turns into weeks or months on end? I know that feeling. Up until 5 years ago, my life was going good. I had a great, understanding and supportive husband, 2 beautiful kids, a fulfilling job that I loved, and good friends. Okay, so not every day was perfect. My job was demanding. So were my family, and there were days when I just didn't want to face the world because I knew what the day had in store for me. However, over the course of a year, those occasional days turned into every day of the week. I just didn't want to face the world. I no longer wanted to communicate with my family. I ignored friends, and I called in sick at work more times than I care to remember. Some days were better than others. I got out of bed, did my daily routine, and tried my best to get through the day. I almost stopped eating. I lost a lot of weight. I was exasperating my husband. My kids just didn't understand that I didn't want to or couldn't take them to the park or to feed the ducks at the pond anymore. I didn't want to do anything. The worst part about feeling this way was that I didn't understand what was wrong with me. It was a question that I got asked all of the time. "What's wrong with you?" my husband and friends asked me. How could I tell them when I didn't really know myself? I felt like I was losing everything, but then one day it all changed. Since those dark days of my depression and anxiety attacks, it's not all been plain sailing. Nonetheless, I have my life back on track now. I have made huge changes to my life, and I have regained control of myself and my emotions, and it's through this that I feel I had to share what I have learned along the way and help others that are going through the same as I was. We get just one life on earth, just one chance to be happy and healthy. We owe it to ourselves to protect our psychological lives. Depression is a devastating disease. We need to fight to get it out of our lives, no matter what it takes. Chapter 1. Understanding Depression. There is an abundance of information out there about depression and anxiety attacks, but to be honest, most of what you read is just too hard to understand. You need information about what you're feeling and how to overcome it in simple terms, not some explanation straight out of a medical textbook using medical jargon that scares you half to death. Depression can affect people at any age, of any race, any ethnicity, or any economic group. It doesn't just happen to soft people, it truly is an equal opportunity illness. It's not a form of weakness, but a serious health problem. The likes of Gwyneth Paltrow and J.K. Rowling have both suffered with depression in their lives. Gwyneth Paltrow has suffered with depression twice in her life. The first was after her father passed away in 2002, and the second when she gave birth to her son Moses in 2006. I expected to have another period of euphoria following his birth, much the way I had when my daughter was born 2 years earlier, she wrote. Instead, I was confronted with one of the darkest and most painfully debilitating chapters of my life. For about 5 months I had what I can see in hindsight as postnatal depression. J.K. Rowling also suffered from depression after she split from her first husband and was a single mother living in a cramped apartment.